Hi all. Everything in my video is pulled from the public domain, and I am using them under the Fair Use, Fair Dealings guidelines. Everything I say is my own opinion. You should look into this information for yourselves, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Good morning, everybody. All right. We have a few stories to cover, some more Paddington Bears stuff. We have Camilla, who was joining the Knights of the Garter. We just have several things to discuss. Andrew, and of course, Harry and Meghan. So let's just jump right in and get there, shall we? Let's go. This came from Twitter. Somebody took their Pomeranian and dressed him up as Paddington. And all is right with the world. I agree. Love it. All right, let's get into what we have today. Well, in talking about Paddington, it was pointed out on Twitter that apparently there are Paddington Bears statues dotted all around London, and they're used to collect money to protect children. And I thought, wouldn't it be nice to take a look at them? They do look very nice. Unfortunately, I'm not exactly sure where each of them is located, but I'm sure you could probably figure it out if you wanted to go look at all. Well, that one's obvious, the train station, but you know, you'd have to know where each of them are. Anyway, it looks like they're all over London. That would be really cool. All right, moving on. All right, this is just a little something that I'm throwing in there. Burger King is offering Prince Harry a job. Take it. This article I just had to touch on. Meghan Markle is cunningly manipulating Prince Harry against his family because he's emotionally needy. Tell us something we don't know. Really? We all know that he sees her as like his replacement mother, as disgusting as that sounds. But I mean, oh my goodness. And one other bit of good news, in case you guys forgot, Harry and Meghan requested to move to Windsor Castle. Meghan wanted to live in the castle. The Queen said no. Well, now the Cambridges are moving to the castle. Love it. All right, next up, the stories came out. You know, we've already discussed the fact that Harry is back to playing polo. Now, despite the fact that he was thrown from his horse, which is really what this whole thing is about, what caught my attention is that Catherine McVie and David Foster were there with their son, Remy. Just so happens, does anybody else think it's unusual that it just so happens that they showed up to watch polo on the one day that Meghan didn't go? Like that hug right there, that would never have taken place if Meghan had been present. She doesn't like anybody even touching Harry. Yeah, and supposedly David's his father figure. I just find it too coincidental that on the one time that Meghan did not show up for polo, they showed up. Yeah. Oh, and in case I didn't tell you guys before, Harry's team lost. Oh, well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to Meghan and her plagiarism. Now, I've done 2 previous videos about this. You'll find links to them in the description box if you want to watch them. We know that she takes words. She takes what other people say, she twists 1 or 2 words and puts it out as her own. Even this one above, this speech is where she said she got a standing ovation, not realizing that there was video that clearly showed there was no standing ovation. But anyway, we all know that she plagiarizes. So the women's organization put up a Meghan Markle quote: "To be nobody but yourself in a world which is doing its best night and day to make you everybody else means to fight the hardest battle which any human being can fight and never stop fighting." And they put this on the internet. So people started commenting on it and letting the women's organization know that that was a plagiarized quote. And their response, the women's organization's response, was to block every single person who told them that they had put up a plagiarized quote, which tells me that it's probably, the website's probably being run by a squatty. And then they immediately went on and said, "We apologize as we misquoted here. The original quote is from E.E. Cummings." And then they put up the original quote. And what Meghan did was she switched the words day and night with night and day, and then said it was her quote. And then people started coming up with quotes like this one: "To be a superstar in a world which is doing its best day and night to expose me to everybody else means to fight the hardest battle which any narcissist can fight, and I never stop fighting." By M.M. Steelings. I like this one. "Dear Eleanor Roosevelt, Stealing ideas or actual passages from someone else's work and pretending that they are your own is not cool. Calligraphic greetings from Miami Beach, Vancouver, Meghan Markle. Now, you should know that the women's organization ended up protecting all their tweets because I think they got tired of being told that they had put up a plagiarized quote. Yeah, whatever. All right, let's go back to looking at Andrew. Now, Andrew has a complete absence of humility. He has no vision. I've been told, or I've seen, and it's been reported that he's ridiculously arrogant. He wants back in with the royal family. Well, the focus needed to be on the ceremony, needed to be on what was going on. And so William and Charles stepped in and said no. You know, Andrew apparently was going every day to see his mom, and he's, tried to pressure her into letting him try to re-enter public life. And it's Charles and William that had to say no. Now, he's still a Knight of the Garter. He's been a Knight of the Garter since 2006, and he still showed up today because he was allowed to go to the private luncheon afterwards. But this decision was made on such short notice that Andrew's name is still in big letters on the program. But I think it was a smart move not to let him be there. You know, it's being reported that William was so concerned about what was going to happen that he threatened to boycott the event if Andrew was there. Now, that's really saying something. This was Camilla's big day. She was being installed as a royal lady of the Order of the Garter, which is the oldest and most senior honor in Britain. The senior royals started to arrive. Here you go. That was Catherine arriving, looking absolutely gorgeous in blue. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I don't think I've ever seen a color on her that hasn't looked good. Then you have the next people arriving. That's Sophie, looking absolutely gorgeous in pink. I think, yeah, I just love her. You guys know I love her. So what happens is there's a lunch, and then they all proceed on foot to a service in St. George's Chapel. There's a short service where the new companions are installed. The sovereign and other members of the order then return to the upper ward of the castle in carriages and cars. Princess Anne was in the processional, and instead of becoming a Lady of the Garter like Camilla, she chose to become a Knight of the Garter so she could hold the same rank as her brothers. I love that. Everybody is in velvet robes and huge hats with plumes. And they look, this is like the oldest order of chivalry in the UK. Steeped in tradition. That's what I love about seeing it. William looked really good in his outfit as well. So here's a little bit of the parade processional heading to the chapel. Watch this. Baroness Amos became the first woman of color admitted into the highest order, the Order of the Garter. Now, membership is for life, and there can only be 24 members at a time. So the Queen personally bestows this on people that she thinks deserve it. And now here's some of the processional, where you'll see everybody walking to the palace. Watch this. What you're looking at now is Camilla's coat of arms. So during her installation at St. George's Chapel, her banner will hang in the choir together with her crest. So, you know, Camilla and Charles were happy and proud because the Queen personally chose her for this. She's trying to help set her up as the next Queen Consort. She realizes that the two of them were meant to be together. They love each other very much, and she knows that Camilla will support Charles. I love this. So with Catherine and Sophie standing there watching them walk by, you couldn't help but notice Catherine and the sapphire jewelry she's wearing that matches her gorgeous engagement ring. Sophie also looked absolutely gorgeous, but you know, you just couldn't help but notice. And it brought up memories. It really did, of previous, services that Catherine went to. It was 14 years ago that Catherine made her debut at as William's girlfriend at the Order of the Garter. She did a great job then. She made a great impression on everybody. Obviously, Harry liked her. I mean, if the pictures are anything to go by, I mean, seriously. This picture is from the Order of the Garter ceremony in 2014. Look at the way William is staring at her and she's smiling back. Crazy. Finally, with the ceremony over, Catherine gets in the carriage with William and Charles. Look at the way that Catherine is looking at Camilla. You can tell that she genuinely was happy for her. You could just see the love between them. Anyway, here's the carriage going back up the hill at the end. Watch this. So once again, lots of information, lots of stories. So I want your comments. Now I want you to know that what we're going to do for the next video is we're going to do just a little bit of a story, and then my husband has finally agreed to show some family photos. So we're going to do that. So that will be Wednesday's video. Now I'm sure there'll be news on Wednesday, and I will put that up along with any news that comes up on Tuesday as well. We'll just do one big video to catch up after that. So be on the lookout for the family video that will be released next after this one. Okay? So don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget you can follow me on Getter, Rumble, Twitter. You can email me. For those of you who have donated to my coffee fund, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day.